Coming off the top turn, 25 laps the distance. The sprint car main begins. Turn number 1. A spin by Mark Patacco. And we have a multi-car pile-up, and I think it's Louise Jenner, is it, involved in that one? For the second week in a row. Why don't you take him in there so you can have a look at the main. Oh, that's taking care of the lost child. So, you want to see just how much Skipper's learned? When Paul was up here earlier, his brother, for the dash, I said, is he more aggressive? And he said, yeah, when he got off the plane, he said, I need to win this time, not run second. So,
Gee,
you can tell he's Skip Jackson is out to win this one. It'll be his first win since returning home. He finished second in his first outing last week. Skip Jackson has started in the third row. We go to turn number 1. Race leader is Grant Tunks. Running second as they go down the back straight away for the first time is Bruce Hill. Third is already Jackson. Jackson up the main straight behind Bruce Hill. Fourth on the track is Stephen Grassmeyer. Make that his brother. Bob Jackson is now blasted through to fourth. So we could have a Jackson monopoly on tonight's main event. Up the main straight, he's claimed second 2 laps into the race. Now out after the early leader, Grant Tunks in car number 54, driving for Peter Vella. I tell you what, no slouch is his brother Bob, who's coming through in 4th place and now looking for 3rd.
Bob Hill just about to nail 3rd. Down the back they run. Bruce Hill in 3rd. Bob Jackson heads off turn 4. In 4th, running, switches to the inside. Bruce Hill again hasn't covered, and Jackson gets out of shape. The Queenslander, Darryl Hodges, ranges up on the inside and takes over 3rd, but Hodges finds turn 4 uncomfortable and keeps the foot in the bucket. Meanwhile, Skip Jackson now hammering away at the tail of Grant Tunks, and in one move from the outside to the inside and into the lead, Skip Jackson, car number 71, 19 laps out from the black and white, takes over race leadership of the sprint car main event for Coca-Cola here at the Winds Newcastle Speedway.
Skip Jackson's the leader and no one's surprised. Second is Grant Tunks. Third on the track is Darryl Hodges of Queensland, followed through by Bruce Hill. Then comes Jackson's brother Bob. Next at hand is Stephen Grassmeyer, Peter Attard, Adrian Marr, following through at the tail end of the field, Shields and also Brett Loadsman.
Bob Hill back into 4th place now in the 12 car. As Skip Jackson heads further and further away, Grant Tunks working hard in second as the Queenslander Hodges looks for any run on the circuit at the moment. And Bob Jackson running up in 4th place.
These cars really pounding this track as they move around. Jackson comes to the main straight of this 25-lap main event with just 14 laps to go. 14 to go. Still in second is car number 5. The Queenslander Darryl Hodges in the red car. And running in 3rd, driving for Peter Vella and Tungsten Speed Shop is Grant Tunks. Jackson flashes past the start-finish line, now 13 laps to go. No change in the order. His brother Bob Jackson is running back in 4th place, having been the winner last time out of this circuit. That, of course, was before his brother returned from overseas.
Danger time again now for Skip Jackson as he winds his way through the down cars. Clay Lenry stays on the high line and Jackson spears through on the inside. Trevor Shields will be next to be lapped by Skip Jackson as he kicks the big outside rear tyre on the cushion. Shields fighting hard, but will have to give way because he's already a lap down as the leader comes through. As Skip Jackson, the professional, continues on what seems sure to be his winning way here at Winds Newcastle Speedway.
This is looking ominous. Jackson appears as though he's got his eyes on setting, lapping this field. He's still got 9 laps to go and he's starting to peg them off one at a time. And these other guys aren't idling around the track. They're driving as hard as they can. But Jackson's just picking them off one at a time and putting them down a lap. Here he comes past the start-finish line. The blue-yellow flag goes out to tell the drivers they're about to be lapped. They'd find that hard to believe. They make room and Jackson just zooms through. He's now put a lap down on Brett Loadsman, Bruce Hill, Clay Lannery, Trevor Shields, all bar his brother and 3 or 4 others. The Van Man car around 33. And so all that advantage is lost.
Oh,
At that stage, he looked prior to the stoppage as if he was going to put a lap on just about everyone except
that's
third,
the cruel
second,
part,
third,
isn't it?
fourth. Yeah.
that is the absolute cruel part. But race ain't over until the black and white has been held aloft, not knowingly. Eleven cars to fight out the 7 laps. We pick up the green and away goes Jackson. And look at the Queenslander attempting to nibble away at Jackson's lead, but Jackson hauls away down the back D section. Grant Tunk selecting the low line. He's going to stay there. He feels that's the safest. He's going to make Bob Jackson go the long, hard ride around the outside. Jackson looks for the cushion down the back day run, and Tunk still with the upper hand. Jackson fights back with a big football right around the outside. A beautiful drive from Bob Jackson to secure third. Grant Tunk shuffled back to 4th running now. Gets out on the loose stuff and loses 4 or 5 car lengths. Skip Jackson, as expected, has again consolidated the lead from the front of the pack. Heading further and further away from a Never Say Die. Daryl Hodges out of Queensland. Bob Jackson locking onto the Queenslander in the closing stages. We are just 3 laps out from the checkered flag. Bob Jackson gets up in the marbles and loses some momentum on the Queenslander. Skip Jackson, meanwhile, 1.5 laps out from his first win back in Australia after an intensive tour of the United States. Skip Jackson, winner of tonight's Sprint Car Stars Dash, all his heats, and now less than 1 lap away from the main event for Coca-Cola. Bob Jackson in trouble on the last run around the circuit, but he'll survive to finish third. Skip Jackson takes the win. Skip Jackson first, Daryl Hodges from Queensland second, and Bob Jackson in for third in car number 12.
Main straightaway. Boys are going to be hard to toss this summer in Australia. Skip Jackson, car number 71, first home in tonight's main event. Daryl Hodges, well done. Good drive into second. And third placing to Skip's brother Bob. Also a good drive for Boyd Ed Parramatta and Sydney Express Courier. Bob knows when there's trophies to be handed out. They're few and far between, but he's not going to wait. And Skip also comes around to the start-finish line to join his brother as our Queenslander